Tell me what to say.
Hello and welcome to another exciting new episode of Serious Nibbage. With Sbrebrown and...
Gourmet pens.
Gourmet pens, gourmet pens, gourmet pens.
Why do we even have an opening if this is what you're gonna do?
I don't know, nobody else. Today we're going to have a look at an interesting pen. We ran into this pen at Akkerman in The Hague, and then we got this pen from Akkerman in The Hague for review purposes. And we want to pass forward the kindness of Akkerman in The Hague by giving away this pen. So stick around and we'll tell you, stick around, that's a Arnold Schwarzenegger quote, we'll tell you how you can win this pen. What were your, this pen is a Lindauer pen.
Mm-hmm.
What were your first impressions?
You want to give it? Okay. First impressions, I saw it on like a little display thing, and there was a gray and a blue and a red, and I was like, oh my god, that's beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. It's just so pretty, right? So we had to get one. And also it's very interesting, which we will discuss. And so we thought, oh yeah. And that was windy. First impression was very positive. I also really like the shape. It looks like a Pelican 400 NN, which I love. So, what were your first impressions?
My first impressions were this is a very interesting pen because it looks like a vintage model. It has, it looks like it has, but we'll come back to that it looks like it has a very pretty finish, cute shape. I thought it was great. I thought it really looked very interesting.
Yeah.
So my first impressions were very good.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, what makes it special?
Well, why don't you tell people what makes it special?
Lindau is a city/island all the way in the south of Germany. So it's a city island with a little bridge, I think, that connects the whole thing to the mainland. It's in a lake, because at that point there's no sea. And there is an interesting shop there that it's a stationery shop, and they make and sell all kinds of fountain pens. They have their own ink, they have all kinds of funny stationery things. So you should definitely check that out. We'll post a link to that somewhere in the description of this video. And I think that's what makes it unique.
Yeah.
We
can go into more details about its uniqueness in the next steps. Yeah.
What was your writing experience like?
Well, why do you not show them the nib?
It's a Bock nib, as I understand it. This one has a Lindauer imprint with a little lighthouse and the island, and you see some sea, some lake. It's very nice, and it's a Bock nib, and that's it. What was your experience?
I guess a fine medium.
Yeah, just fine. Although apparently, if you buy it on the website, you can get all kinds of nibs, from fine, medium, broad. You can do 1.1 millimeter, 1.5, 1.9, obliques, double broads. It's a huge lineup of nibs.
So this is just a regular, but writing experience. Really nice. It's a very pleasant nib. Mm-hmm. Gold-plated steel. Not as springy as something like a Pelican M200, M205, the steel nibs on those, but it's got a little bit of line variation. Keeps up very well with normal writing, fast writing, so long as you're not applying pressure. No skips, no hard starts. It just really works. Yep. I mean, it's small, it's fairly light, but it passes a free weight test with flying colors. I mean, it's well tuned. So I found the writing experience very pleasant. I mean, it didn't the sky didn't open up and I didn't go to heaven or something, but
no, same thing here.
Worked really well.
Pleasant nib, smooth, well tuned, writes straight out of the box, writes well, and what you could expect. And I think that's something that makes it very likable.
Yeah, I'll just show the.
It's pleasant to use.
Of course, he's dropped it.
I haven't dropped it, but I may have.
He's flung it around, so there's ink on it. But it's a nice size, and I do find it comfortable. It posts really nicely. Very nice writing experience. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Damn it. Get here.
Is there ink in your fingers? Oh, well, no, it's on my arm apparently. So that's something. Well, what do I love about it? I love the looks. I love the shape. This looks like a vintage pen. I think that's very cool. It's a piston filler. It's less than 30 euros.
A super smooth piston.
It's a very nice piston, works well. It has a large ink window, which you can see here. I'm sure it's going to focus at some point. So that's all very nice. I really like the looks, and as Isa said, there were all kinds of. You had a sort of pink, well reddish finish, and
Yeah,
blue,
like
you
a
had a grey.
burgundy.
So it's all kinds of options. Really neat. Now here's the catch. Of course, it's a relatively inexpensive pen. It's not really a finish so much as it is more like I think a sticker or something that they put on. You can see
It
a
is a
line
sticker.
somewhere
There are
here in the
seams.
center. You see that seam, same thing with the cap, so it's not actually that material. But the thing is, ask yourself this, from this distance, are you really going to notice it? And to be honest, even up close, you really have to look
Yeah.
to find that seam. So it could be a lot worse. It's also not a horribly pixelated or
No,
bad print.
no,
It really looks
It
nice.
looks like glittery flecked celluloid.
So,
it varies
it's quite
in depth.
impressive.
It's really decent.
Quite impressive.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of laughable that the finish is a sticker, but
but it works.
It works. Yeah.
Question is how well it would hold up to use.
Well, I also
but,
don't think this is going to be a pen that's going to stay
pass on
around
to your
forever.
grandchildren.
But
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it'll serve you well. But what do you-
So anything
yeah.
you really hate about it? Because to be honest, there's nothing I hate about it. It's a bit smaller.
The only thing that I could see people having issues with is the sticker.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
they did align things well. So I mean, as it comes up to the clip, the ring around here and the center band, it is pretty well aligned. I mean, there is a tiny gap, and that's where you really notice that. Wait a minute, something's not right here. But you know, I mean, say you've got a friend who just loves pens and loves green. I mean, this is kind of fun. It works really well. It's a piston filler. It's just a nice. It's another option to the other pens that are out
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
So, there's nothing I really hate. The only thing I can comment on is the sticker.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah, I don't really know how many other pens have that, but it's just really fun though.
It's nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Would you buy
it's
it?
neat. This is the kind of pen I would get for testing dodgy inks and stuff in. You know, like kind of doing weird things too. If I mix an ink and I'm not sure about putting it in like a Pelican M1000, I would put it in here because it's a piston filler. It has an ink window. I mean, it's got a decent ink capacity. I find it very enjoyable to write with, very comfortable, and it's cute. So yeah, it's $27.50.
I thought it was 27.50. Yeah. Euros. So
$27.50. So
not even 30 euros.
I mean, that's not inexpensive, but it's also, I mean, we've done worse. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
the
mean, it's a
cap band
piston
says
filler, it's-
West Germany, W Germany. It says Lindauer, but it's a very, it's not excessively branded. It's just neat. Oh yeah, yeah.
I think this would also make a great gift pen if you have people you want to introduce to fountain pens, or people that you know like pens but they already have a lot. I don't think this is something you see every day. And even though I consider this to be a knockabout pen, this is
Yeah.
something that you can drop and you can break.
a
and
nice
you can see.
shape.
I mean, it's
I mean, it's
you know,
attractive. It's appealing.
yeah, it's nicely done, and you have because you have a couple of different colors. That's also cool. You can pick someone's, as you said, a favorite color or whatever.
If you're looking
Yeah.
for like the one pen to rule them all, this is not it. But
No.
if you're looking for something different, or you're just looking to try out a different pen that's somewhat affordable
And not
compared
a
to
Lamy
other
Safari.
pens, yeah, it's another option, and it's a less common option. So
Because I think that, especially nib-wise, this does not underperform Lamy Safari. I found it very
no,
pleasant,
definitely not.
very smooth,
Definitely not.
and it's a piston filler.
Yeah.
So pretty neat.
Yeah.
Um,
It's got a vintage style, so
yeah, absolutely.
anyway, we could discuss that next in the
Is it, or is it not? Serious Nibbage.
serious Nibbage meter. This is not serious, and that's very serious. And this is not an exact science, just based on arbitrary feelings and whatever going on in the day. I'm gonna put this pretty high about here because, yeah, I mean it's not super cheap, and I mean it's not like the greatest pen ever made, but I like to look at pens that are between $15 and $30, sorry, because it's just something different that is in a price range that I think a lot of people are more comfortable in, and it gives you a lot. It's not a cartridge converter. and it's got that nice ink window. I mean, yeah, it's a sticker finish, and to be honest, if you really hate it, you could probably just peel it off. So it gives you that vintage style. So if you like the look of the Pelicans, but you don't want to invest in a Pelican, I mean, this is something that that works, that looks like it. Sorry. Yeah, so I think it's quite decent.
I agree. I mean,
I also
clearly-
find it extremely comfortable.
Yeah, it is a very comfortable pen to use. Even though it's fairly thin, I find it comfortable to use. The section really works. I would put it about there too. That sticker, I mean, with this really the material, then it would be better, but then you would also not pay $27.50 for it, but a lot more, because then it would be a celluloid. I think they
That's
did
a
a really
nice
neat
thing.
job.
It's not as delicate as a
Yeah,
celluloid, so you don't have to
absolutely.
be so concerned about it. Like you said, it's a knockabout pen. If you
I can
drop
throw it
it,
out the window right now.
yeah,
I
please
could do
don't.
that.
You
I
could.
won't,
You
but
could.
I could.
But
I
you
would
could
not
also
cry.
throw your Opera Master out the window.
That would be a different story.
So.
You know, so I think that's neat. It's a cute pen, knockabout pen,
Yeah.
well made, nib that writes flawlessly, piston filler that works flawlessly. That's pretty cool, especially at this price.
I also think what this could be very interesting for is if you are a intermediate nib grinder and you want to give someone a unique gift, but you
Yep.
can't. I mean, of course, buying a pen and a nib is very expensive depending on what you buy. This gives you a lot of options to work with. So if you get a broad and you can grind it to what the recipient likes,
Absolutely.
this is an option.
Yep.
So
Yep.
because of all the nib options, so very
Absolutely.
cool.
What else could you buy at this price range? Well, $27.50 is not that much, but you. of
Ah, you
course,
can get a lot.
You could get a Lamy Safari.
Look, let's start at the Lamy Safari, which is like your standard. You
A
can
whole
pay a
bunch of
little more
preppies.
for an all-star. Preppies, you can get varsities, you can get a
Varsity.
Pilot Metropolitan.
There's,
Those
what's that? The
Kakuno.
The Reform 1745.
Reform 75,
which
which
is a bit
looks
like
very
this.
similar.
And
I know I pronounced Kakuno wrong. I do not know how to pronounce it properly. Sorry.
yeah, there is options. There's definitely a bunch of options.
There's also the Kavekos, but of course that is a very different style. So if you don't like pocket pens, this is probably more a better option. However, the only one I think that most people are going to consider if they're really looking for something like this in a piston filler is the TWSBI Eco, because that is about $35.
Yeah.
The only thing though is that is a much more like modern, chunky look.
Yeah.
So if you don't like that, this is a nice option because it's like I said, more vintage style,
Absolutely.
vintage appearance. So yeah. Also, some people hate demonstrators, so it can happen.
Now here's the question. Of course, you can win this. We're going to give this away. A random winner will be drawn, but how do you enter?
Open worldwide.
Oh yeah.
You can enter by going to akkerman.ink. That is AKKERMAN.INK. We'll put a link. And check out the inks if you haven't already, if you don't already know about their inks and stuff. Let us know what ink you would put in this pen. Like, what ink is your favorite, so which one would you favor to put in here? Maybe you like to color match your inks to your pens. Maybe you don't care because you just really like purples or something. Let us know. And leave a comment. Yeah, leave a comment in the YouTube or the websites. We will conglomerate everything and check them out.
Pick a random winner.
And what do we say? Mondays. This goes up on Saturday. We'll pick a winner
Winner on
on like
Monday.
the hours after,
Yep.
2 days after,
Yep.
on the Monday, and we will notify the winner.
Yep.
And we will also update the posts to include the winner's name or their username, whatever they have won with. And yeah, that's it.
That's all there is to it. We hope this was useful. We thank Ackerman for providing us with this pen, in particular Paul. Thanks a lot. And we will gladly see you later.
Yeah.
Let's hope you win.
Yeah, good luck. And if you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up. And if you enjoy this pen and you're excited, you can always check out Ackerman on
Of course.
on the internets. They're on there. Yeah.
All right.
Do you know what the website is? Vulpen and
Philpen.nl. So, yeah, but if you search PW Ackerman The Hague, then you will definitely find the website.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye bye. Lindauer, you later.